Have you seen the Batman yet?
Dude, I saw the Batman the other day.
Did you like it? I'm just gonna ask you now.
Be real? Nah, I didn't.
What was your score? 1 to 10?
Let me be real. Like, as an actor,
yeah,
I'd give it like an 8, 9, right?
Yeah.
But as a fan of superhero movies, and it was, I mean, obviously you saw it, so it was like a noir film. Like, it was very dark. It was very dialogue-y.
Yeah.
I like fell asleep.
Right. They stretched it out way too much.
Too much. It was like, then you got Zoe Kravitz and like her dad and the storyline. I was just like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
It's all over the place. I'm a huge fan of the show. I'm real cheap, and I only have like 3 or 4 subscription services, but this one made me pay the $5 or whatever because I got to see what happens on Bel-Air. Your character in particular is so great. Like, how does it feel playing the coolest character on Bel-Air? Like, you get the most swag. You know what I mean? Even more than Will. Jazz has the most swag out of everybody on Bel-Air. How does that feel?
I was with Jabari last night, Will, and we always have this inside competition. Who has the most swag? And I'm like, dude, he takes my clothes and wears them. And then he'll post pictures of them on Instagram and get all these likes. And I'm like, those are my clothes. So at the end of the day, I know that I'm the most swaggy guy. I think it's a privilege, it's an honor to be able to like play jazz. I think obviously we're so different. Like from the first Jazz and me.
Yeah.
And this fact that like, not that he was the butt of every joke, but like, he didn't get Hillary. He came in, it was a lot of one-liners, comedic, and that's great. But as a drama, I feel like I have more of a backstory.
Yeah.
I feel like I have, I'm trying to see. I feel like, I say this all the time, I feel like I'm Will's Jiminy Cricket. And
yeah.
In a way where it's like, I'm his conscience, let your conscience be your God. And I feel like I'm that way to Hillary, Will, and also like I'm not unlike Carlton. I'm not unliked.
Right.
Like, like everything I do is, I'm giving, guidance or whatever. I feel like I'm swaggy, I'm cool, and people like my character.
You know who you are? You're Bel-Air's Gary V. That's what you're doing. You're motivating people. You're hustling.
Dude,
Dude,
watch this. My background, I don't know if you can see. But it says Gary. I have a text message, a fake text message from Gary V.
Nice.
I need that. What is it?
Oh, yeah. There it is. I see it there. Huh.
That's so true, though. That's so true. And that's who you are. That's who Jazz is in Bel-Air.
Yeah.
It really is.
Hey, for real, like an inspiration, an idol to me, Gary V, man. He's the man. And I feel like, it's crazy that you say that because I feel like, I actually haven't been like, oh yeah, I feel like Gary V. But we are very similar.
Yeah.
And the fact we're like, no, like just keep fucking going. You know what I'm saying? Just do the right thing and everything will, pan out. And I feel like I'm that with Will when it's like, okay, we're both from inner city Los Angeles, Compton, inner city, Philly, West Philly. And he comes to this whole new world of Bel-Air where he doesn't really understand what's going on. And I'm the dude who's like, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, I give him certain, tools and, certain advice, when he's just trying to find himself. I do the same thing with Hillary. And I feel like it is, like you already said, it's not like, I'm not gonna say a privilege and an honor, but I think that in a way, and it's not pressure either. A lot of people ask me, is it pressure trying to play jazz? And I'm like, I don't subconsciously think about the first Jazz.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really just trying to understand them already. I've seen every episode of Fresh Prince 30 times.
Yeah.
So it's like, I already know every character. And because it's a drama, I'm not thinking about, okay, how would Jazz approach the situation? How would Jazz do? No, I'm really just being myself, to be honest. And, obviously, if it's a serious scene or whatever, I'm there and I'm like mentally there, but I'm not really like, I'll say like Ali. I'll say Ali as in Carlton, Cassandra as in Aunt Viv, Uncle Phil, Adrian. I'll say they are playing characters.
Right.
And they're really good at it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'll say like me, Jabari, Simone as in Lisa, we're really just being ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and bringing ourselves into that character. And that's what makes people like it so much.
I think the fact that Jazz in the original series.
Sorry, not to interrupt. I was out last night, so my voice is going.
Oh, don't worry about it. Hey, my voice is going too because I was out last night as well. So
I was out.
You're good. No, you're good. When you come to Dallas, I was going to say, next time you come to Dallas, let me know. I'll show you around town. I'm basically the Fresh Prince of a block and a half, and I can show you a great time.
I wouldn't say I'm from Dallas, but I was born in Dallas.
Were you really?
Oak Cliff.
Okay.
You know what's funny is I wrote this down because I wanted to, I said next time we're in Dallas, but I'm like, I for some reason I feel like he's got ties to Dallas. Like you feel like very Dallas-y kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
only me and my mom live out here. My whole family lives in Dallas, Texas.
All right. Well, next time you're in town, I'll show you my block and a half where I'm a Fresh Prince of.
Show me the block.
Yeah.
Show me the block.
Just a block. And a couple of people know my name. It's great. It's going to be great. It's going to be like royalty. Jazz on the original series is it's kind of just a goofy character. There's not a lot of depth to him, which almost makes it easier for you because like you said, you can play yourself. You don't have to think about what would Jazz do. Yeah, it's just you. You're bringing a whole new role. You're not having to match a legacy. You're just doing what you think this character would do, and there's really nothing to go off of, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not like nothing to go off of because, it's one of the best shows ever created.
Oh, absolutely.
Seriously. So, kind of like not to reiterate, but when I first got the role, in my head was kind of like that. I was like, okay, dude, I'm playing Jazz, but I'm not playing DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Right. Right.
I'm not. I don't DJ. And they were even telling me that, the writers were like, dude, you have a record store. That's not a DJ. We're paying homage to the original.
Right.
But even in the original, people get it misconstrued. In the original, because it's a sitcom, we know that Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff were friends.
Right.
In real life.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Won a Grammy, that we knew that. So as a sitcom, you can jump into the show and no one's going to question anything.
Right.
They're just going to be like, oh my God, it's DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Right.
No one knew where he came from as a character.
Right.
People assume that DJ, he's a DJ. Why aren't you a DJ in this one? Jazz as a character was never a DJ in the Fresh Prince.
Right.
Well,
we're not trying to do stuff that DJ Jazzy Jeff is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It sounds like you don't want the current version of it to become a caricature of the previous version.
Right.
Yes.
Nobody wants it rehashed. You just
the person who played it.
Right.
Right. Oh yeah, that's even going with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of sounds like from character to character, it's like, hey, let's not continue on our previous legacy. Let's build our own thing.
Yeah, I think are you guys what do you got? How many episodes have you watched?
Oh, I'm current. So whatever's this week, 7.
7.
Yeah.
So it's way different. Jazz quickly gets with Hillary because I'm that dude.
Right.
I'm that guy.
Right.
And in the first one, it wasn't like that at all. The only time Jazz got with Hillary was in a nightmare that Will had.
That's right.
It's definitely different. Like I said, he's got the swag. He gets Hillary almost right away. There's this connection with him and Hillary when they first meet. And then you kind of act on that, or Jazz acts on that right away, Well, a few episodes later, but still.
It's just more a realistic version. And not to answer any questions that y'all might have, but it's a lot of people ask, so when's Carlton going to do the Carlton dance? Or when's Jazz going to be going out? And it's if you're actually watching the episodes.
Right.
Carlton.
Right.
When do you think he's going to do what I'm saying? It has to make sense.
Right.
When, not to give any spoilers or anything, but it's when do you think Jazz is going to get thrown out? I saw on Twitter, people have been like, yo, I'm on episode 2 and Jazz still hasn't get thrown out yet. And I'm like, I haven't been inside the house. How can I get thrown out?
Right.
People are waiting for these things, and that's great. But I say this all the time in interviews too. It's if you've seen The Fresh Prince, of course you've seen The Fresh Prince, and it's great. But if you haven't seen The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you don't really have to see it in order to understand what's going on here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bel-Air, you know?
Yeah.
And I can't wait till not that we're far removed, because that's the whole reason kind of what we're doing is to, pay homage. And I'm so glad the show is good. You know what I'm saying? In its own realm. But at the same time, I can't wait till people kind of let go of the certain stereotypes and stigmas that they had
right.
on Fresh Prince and Bel-Air. Like that's Fresh Prince. This is Bel-Air. For real.
Yeah.
And it's like certain stuff. I'm not gonna say if it does happen or doesn't, but when it does or doesn't happen, it's going to make sense why it does or doesn't happen.
Did Jazzy Jeff give you any sort of pointers whenever you first started? Did he ever have any say in it? Did you even meet him yet?
Yes. Met him. I've done interviews when I was on the Nick Cannon show, did it with him. I was on his podcast the other day. Not to be cliche, but at the same time, the only advice he told me was to like, just keep being me.
Yeah.
You know, like, cause kind of what I already said, it's like, the show is so different that there was no situation or any lines that I've done, you know, like, or any type of scene that I've done on the show that he's been a part of in a way. Like, not in a bad way, just like, he was comedic relief.
Right. Yeah.
I am comedic relief in certain ways, but in a lot of ways, I'm very like, you know, like dramatic, flirtatious, you know, all those things. And it's like, there's no way to be like, okay, well, how would Jazz do this? Because he's never done that.
Right.
Like the character Jazz has never done that.
Yeah.
Character Jazz has never been on the top of Mulholland giving Will advice.
Right.
So how can I tap into that? You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
Yeah.
And so the best things that he's told me is get ready. You're about to be on a ride.
Oh yeah.
And dude, you're great. Just keep doing you.
Awesome, man. That's great to hear from somebody, especially like that when you're playing a role that he played. And
dude, I'm like looking up like him, Will Smith.
Yeah.
They say the same things. I'm like, dude, I look up to you. Like you're my idol.
Yeah.
And you like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I can't change what I'm doing. I can't.
What top 3 artists do you think your character Jazz would be listening to right now?
Damn. That's not crazy, but it's funny. Because a lot of people are like, people gonna be like, oh, damn. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, he has the Muslim chain, and you know, MF Doom is in the back of his car.
Yeah.
And, you know, Aya Nakamura, you know, Burna Boy.
Yeah.
You know, in Africa. I really am a rap listener. Like I like Drake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy Drake. I think my character though will be listening to like Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Because he has like an old soul.
He does, yeah.
And people are so funny. I guess I play the role so well that people think that like I'm really that. So certain interviews are like, yo, so out of all of like, Burna Boy type music, like who is your favorite thing? I'm like, yo, like honestly, like, maybe Burna Boy, just Burna Boy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really hip to like the old, you know what I'm saying, the old music, the old culture of hip hop.
Yeah.
But I'm a big like Drake, Kanye.
Right.
Original Kanye. Not crazy Kanye.
Right.
You know? Like College Dropout Kanye.
Right. No, that's
J. Cole, Kendrick, you know.
I think he would be listening to Tribe Called Quest. I think so, for sure.
No, Tribe is
stuff with a message.
Tribe is that's a little different, but
yeah.
Aya Nakamura.
Yeah.
You know, it's like real talk. I didn't really know. Actually, I'm giving too much.
No, you're fine.
I was like, who's Aya Nakamura? I was like, oh snap, I have to learn about him.
In real life, do you say aunt or aunt?
I should say neither.
See, I don't either. I just call my aunts and uncles by their first name. I don't put the uncle or aunt behind it.
So my aunt's name is Lisa.
Uh-huh.
But I call her Aunt Lisa.
Annie. So there you go.
Annie Viv.
Annie Viv. Annie Viv.
Annie Viv. No.
Do you guys shoot on a soundstage or is it actually in a mansion? I feel like I got a mansion tour. I saw a video online where there's like a mansion tour, but I'm like, is that a soundstage or is that real? Y'all shoot in a real mansion?
It's both.
Okay.
It is, damn, you think people are going to care about this? I don't know. I'm trying to think to myself, talking to myself.
Yeah, people are going to love it.
We shoot outside of the sound stages on Universal.
Okay.
But like when we shoot the mansion, the inside of the mansion is different, sound stages.
Right.
When you see that mansion, we are there. That's not just a picture. Like we are there.
Right.
But the inside of that house is not the same.
Bedroom, stuff like that. That's all the soundstage.
When Will goes and knocks on Carl's door, even though, you see them, that's not the same.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood magic.
That's right. You would never know that unless you said it. That's it. I saw
it looks like it.
It does. It looks real. It looks like the whole thing all, goes together, but it's all tricks and magic. I saw you guys did Celebrity Family Feud.
Oh, dude.
And do you know when that episode comes out?
I think the summer.
The summer, okay.
They were telling us, they were like, "Yo, the summer."
I was in a clubhouse that you were being interviewed in a few weeks ago, and you were talking about the art in the mansion. And I thought this was a very interesting story. I don't know if a lot of people know it. Maybe it's common knowledge, but I didn't know this. Could you talk about the artwork in that mansion?
Yeah, I mean, not just the artwork, but all the artistry, like the artwork, the music.
Yeah,
it's all Black. So, like, you know, the scene has nothing to do with the art, but when they're walking by the mansion, every piece of art up there is Black artists on purpose. You know, that was Morgan Cooper's goal, to like exhibit Black excellence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like all these themes in the show, talking about, you know, the Black experience, every artist, every, you know, I think that you guys, obviously, like, you've seen a lot of episodes, every musical selection is a Black artist, and it's good music, but it is a Black artist. And all the art is a Black artist. So he did that on purpose, you know what I'm saying, to exhibit Black excellence. But I think obviously it's great, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't have enough shows that do that.
Right.
And he made it, you know, from the beginning trailer in 2019, when he had that concept video.
Yeah.
He knew his whole vision was going to be this. So there's certain times, dude, where I ask him, because I think it's crazy, because we did, not to give any spoilers, but we did episode 10, and we shot the scene that's great. And after the scene, it was so great. Like, he came and hugged me, and he just kept whispering in my ear. He was like, "Motherfuckers told me I couldn't do this shit." And I was like, it really hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that his vision was from 2019, from the art to how it's going to be, to the mood of the show, to the cinematography, to everything. He knows everything. And when you have an idea in life, and not to be cliche, but when you have an idea, at the beginning of that idea, you haven't taken any steps to actually move forward. You just say your idea to your friends, to your family, to anybody. And I'm sure the idea of, I'm going to make a new Fresh Prince, sounded terrible, because it sounded bad to me. Like, when I got the audition, I declined it.
Yeah. You're like, why? I'm not going to be involved in all this train wreck of ruining a classic, right? That's probably what's going through your mind.
It's my favorite show ever. Got the audition. I'm like, man, get up out of here. And, like, for real. And my manager called me back and was like, "Dude, you got to do this. Read the script." So I read the script. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is completely different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, wait, is this that trailer from 2019? So I Googled it. I'm like, oh, it's the same dude. I like this. And even with doubt or anything, I'm sure his friends and stuff were like, "Dude, don't do this." And he was like, "If something's on your heart, dude, like, do it.
Yeah.
Do it." And it's funny how we're here now, and we're the #1 drama on Peacock, and we're the #1 most watched show in the last week, and like all these things. And he'll always say, he's like, "Motherfuckers told me I couldn't do this."
Yeah.
And it always gets me, because I'm like, man, that's crazy. And not to be cliche, but like, if you want to do something and you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Absolutely.
You can literally do anything, because I'm a part of the show and I wasn't trying to be. I seriously was like, nah, what are we, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? What are we talking about?
That's incredible.
See the script, I do it, and now, months later, all the success and stuff, I'm like, man, seriously? And like, not to reiterate, but not to be cliche either, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
Anything. Don't let nobody tell you can't do something. Because it's crazy what you can do if you just stay the course. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For real.
And don't, just like your screenshot on your wallpaper on your phone, you don't worry about what everybody else thinks about your idea.
What they think.
It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
He had a vision. I remember watching that trailer when it first came out. The little, kind of like, this is a reimagining of Bel-Air. And I was thinking to myself, that's interesting. Then Will Smith says, "Hey, we're going to make this reality." And then you're like, oh, no, what's going to happen here? But this guy knew what he was doing. He had a vision, and you can see that in every little teaser that they brought out. And then I watched that first episode, and I'm like, this is incredible. This is incredible. Like, I love Fresh Prince. In fact, I just finished watching a binge of it a few months ago. And and this might be sacrilegious, but I think I might enjoy Bel-Air more than the original. Like, they both serve their purposes, but this one makes me really like yearn for the next episode and what's going to happen, and what, it's just so great. And the way he defines all the characters, like Carlton's totally different. than
Totally different.
the original. But it makes sense. It's just so grounded and real that it just I love it. And I think you're a part of something great.
I was going to say real quick that, like, you know, it's totally different.
Yeah.
But it's not, though. Like,
it's not, right.
I'll say this because Jabari says this all the time. He was like, it's kind of like if you took the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and every character had a journal and you went through their journals.
Yeah.
This is what Bel-Air is.
Yeah.
So it's like, people are like, oh, I hate this Carlton. I'm with the old Carlton. Like, people forget that the whole first season of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, everyone hated Carlton.
Yeah.
Hated Carlton.
Yeah.
Because people didn't like Carlton until he got cool with Will, which is what's going to happen in this one. And people are going to be short memory.
Right.
And then when we're on season 4, they're going to forget about this.
Right.
But as of right now, Carlton, yes, he's snorting Xanax.
Right.
But like, besides that, it's a very realistic, modern version of the exact Carlton.
Yeah, you're right.
If a dude was really kind of, in a way, whitewashed,
yeah,
he only had white friends. That's the same Carlton. That's how Carlton was in the original. It's just a sitcom.
Yeah.
So when he's dissing Will, it's funny. Instead of being like, he's a goddamn thug, he's taking my girl, all this stuff, and you're
right.
like, fuck Carlton.
Right.
It's really, if there's no no laugh track or any like slapstick jokes, it's really not the same character, but it's similar.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the FCC. It's a total. Yeah. That's exactly what he'd be saying if you didn't have to worry about the FCC back in those days. You know what I mean?
Literally.
And you're right.
Literally. It's
so great. If no one's paid me to ever talk about this show, but I talk about it all the time because I love it so much, and I'm so it's such a pleasure to talk to you. How do we follow you? What do we know what you're doing next? What's the best platform?
Yeah, on Instagram, Jordan L. Jones, and on Twitter, Jordan L. Jones _.
Awesome, man. And then, of course, in the finale, little spoiler alert, you're going to wear the shirt and get thrown out of the mansion. And you're going to do that. Yeah.
The first scene, for no reason.
Right.
Uncle Phil's going to grab me out of thin air.
And by the way, this Uncle Phil is jacked. So he can literally just throw him out. It's going to be great. Yeah.
Jack, I love that casting, too. It's obviously, Adrian is great, but there's certain people on Twitter like, oh, my God. Well, Uncle Phil's not the light-skinned big dude.
Yeah.
It's not the same show, man.
Right, exactly.
I feel like he gives the same presence. Like, I feel like the casting is just so good in this show and everybody's so good, dude. I can't wait till the season finale. Can't wait.
All right, one last question. I'm going to let you go because I know you got things to do. But have you practiced the Jazz thrown out of the house yell? The ha! Have you practiced that? Yeah. That's great.
Good.
There's an award-winning performance right there. Thank you so much, Jordan.
I'm gonna get an Emmy.
Yeah, there you go.
An Emmy for getting thrown out.
Jordan,
maybe not even the house because I've only episode 7 was the first time I was in the house.
That's true. So,
people are like, why did he get thrown out the house? I'm like, Uncle Phil's not even here.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't make it make sense.
You know why he's gonna throw you out of the house? Because you're over here trying to hit on his daughter. Yeah. He said, "Get out of my house."
In a way, that makes sense though. You see
yeah,
where
yeah,
going?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense. Oh, you want my daughter? It makes sense.
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you what is or what is not gonna happen, but at least you're making sense.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like I said, it's like, why is he got thrown out the house? I'm like, have you seen me inside the house? Thrown out.
Oh, you know what? It's really great. I'm sorry I'm going on all these little rabbit trails here, but I love the show so much. It's who's the butler?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. I don't know why I lost my mind there for a second. Jeffrey is basically like Alfred in like the rabbit. Like he's like MI5, He's James Bond.
Murderer.
Yeah. I'll take care of this guy for you, Uncle Phil. Don't worry about it. Just go to bed. I'll take care of this guy.
Episode 6, he's like, nah, you don't have to worry about that. Worry about something I read. He's like, you know everything.
Yeah. He's so great.
To the fact that like even me watching it with people that's on the show like Jabari, we'll be like, hey, next Jeffrey gotta kill Connor. He gotta kill like we're like actually watching the show like, Jeffrey gotta kill him, man.
Yeah.
Like we don't know the script. Like we don't like
that's so great.
Go.
Yeah.
You gotta kill Connor, Reed, the 2 naked dudes, the social media. You gotta kill Fred Wilkes. He gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
He's like Dexter. He's essentially like Dexter, the butler Dexter. Jordan, man.
Like people call me after episode 3. They're like, yo, so Jeffrey, the house manager. I'm like, yeah, he managed the house. They're like, but he doesn't really manage the house. I'm like, no, he doesn't.
Right.
He managed. the house.
Right.
He's making.
You got to talk about him like you talk about like the Sopranos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna take out the laundry. What do you mean he's gonna take out?
If you have a problem, it's gonna get situated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Jordan, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Bel-Air, Peacock. Let us know next time you're in Dallas. Like I said, I'll take you to Subway or Chili's or something. 2 for 1.
He really will.
Papados.
I was just there last night, actually. So
Whataburger.
Whataburger. You know what? I got your Whataburger on me for sure.
Hey, perfect. I'm gonna spend a little $8.
There you go. There you go. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.
You too.